Hey guys, so in this episode of Make It with Calvin, I'm going to the Great Train Show in Ventura and taking you guys along. Now, the whole basis behind this video is I have not been to a train show at this location, which is about an hour from my parents' house, in at least a decade and a half to 2 decades, and I can't even remember the last time I went to the fairgrounds out there. So this is going to be kind of an interesting trip down memory lane, both for the train show and for visiting the fairgrounds. So right now I'm at the Moore Park Metrolink train station. I'm going to be catching a Surfliner up to the event. Sadly, I can't take a Metrolink train as they go all the way to Ventura East, which is not the downtown beat station, which is literally a stone's throw away from the fairgrounds. I hear they're working on getting trackage rides up to there. Metrolink, if you guys do that, that would be absolutely amazing, because then I could have used the $10 weekend pass instead of spending $9.75 each way. But knowing how expensive parking is at most of these events, I figured it was more fun to take the train anyways. And to be honest, I have to be out of the event by 2:30 to catch my train home, but I think that'll be more than enough time. So let's go on over to the platform. I've already got my ticket purchased on my phone. Let's wait for the train, take the train up there, and see what the heck happens from there.
Folks, please walk down the platform to board. Everyone here is going to be either coaches or co-share. That's for the rear of the train. The very front, so there is a platform built into the platform.
All right, will do. Thank you.
Okay, anywhere upstairs, I'll come get it once we get going.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Gentlemen, great news. The credit card machine is working again. My credit card machine is working, so we accept cash, credit cards. Tap Pay, that's Apple, Google, or Samsung Pay down here in the cafe. Welcome aboard, and thank you for choosing Amtrak. 2 passengers at a time in a room, please. Thank you.
And always make sure you pay attention when you are at a platform. Look for
Well, sorry if the freeway noise is pretty loud, but I made it. So now all I have to do is wait about another 45 minutes or so for the train, for the doors to open so I can get in there. But, you know, it is what it is. So, now we wait. so I'm back from the show, and before I discuss what I got, let me tell you my thoughts on it really quick. Now, I'll be honest, when I first showed up to the show, it definitely had a lot less vendors than I thought it was going to have, and when I say that was a little bit of a disappointment initially, I had to remind myself, you know what, I don't need to buy a whole lot of stuff, and to be fair, 0130, which is what I primarily model, definitely doesn't have as big of a market share, especially at model train shows, as you would have at, say, like O-Scale West, which is more dedicated to something like that, where I have gotten a ton of goodies at. And to be fair, I already have a lot of stuff, so I don't need to buy more. That being said, though, once I actually looked around, there were some pretty good deals to be had, as witnessed by what is here. Now, if you were into, say, HO or you were into O-Scale, there were some goodies. I even found some what I would consider pretty decent deals if you did LGB, which is generally an outdoor garden gauge, which was honestly really cool to see. Now, as for the layout side of things, I was actually really impressed, even though the amount of layouts was a little less than what I remember from when I was a kid. There was still a really good amount of stuff in show. The European train enthusiasts had an absolutely amazing setup with their really cool chairlift loop module. That thing just blew my mind. I'm not a European train modeler, but it's always really cool to see something a bit different, and they totally knocked it out of the park. Also, there was a really, really cool N-scale setup that had a module that I remember from when I was a kid, and the moment I saw it, oh boy, did the nostalgia hit. It is a really cool tornado module where you have a dark thundercloud, and then you see the tornado come down, and it slowly moves its way across, and then it slowly goes back up into the cloud again. Definitely one of those modules for the kids, but even the adult in me goes, oh my gosh, that is really cool. Talking to one of the gentlemen from the club, he said that it had actually been out of commission for about 5 or 6 years, and they had recently resurrected it, and I personally thanked them like, hey, you don't know how much of a nostalgia trip that was for me. Also, they totally earned the $5 donation I gave them. This is not to, e-beg for people donating to clubs or things, but if you feel like it, dropping a couple of dollars in there really helps. Generally, these are volunteer-run things, and let me just say, as part of another train group, those donations definitely help, so that's my little plug for that, but there is zero obligation to do that. Okay, now let's get into the goodies that I got at the train show. Ran to a seller that I actually know from the Bay Area. He's pretty much a professional, runs to a bunch of different shows and sells stuff, so that was kind of funny running into him, but I got myself some Woodland Scenics N-scale retaining walls for what I would call a very fair price. These are definitely something that it's like, all right, you know what? I might not use them right away. I might not use them at all, but I couldn't pass them up for the price. And in the worst case scenario, they're easy to offload. Also got myself some Easy Water, which is something I've wanted to try out for a while. That was great. As well as some N-scale Kato, whatever the heck you want to call it, Unitrack, some bumpers. These are for an upcoming project, so getting to see them in person was nice. Also, off another lady, I got this $1 bag of pea-shaped coal, which is perfect for simulating charcoal. For $1, I couldn't pass it up. These trestle bents, which are effectively the pillars for a trestle, they're technically HO scale, but you know what? For the whopping price of $5, retail $10, I could not pass them up. Lastly, this was something I was not expecting to see at the show, but I'm actually glad that I did, and that was custom tracks. It is a gentleman that specializes in selling parts specifically for the trolley community. Now, this is something I've always wanted to do for a very long time, is have a trolley layout. I don't know if it'll ever become a thing or not, but I figured, you know what, I might as well get some stuff while I'm there. If I can't use it, I know people who can, so we'll go from there. So I got myself 4 sticks of what's called girder rail. This stuff is very unique. It's made in Europe. It comes in meter-long lengths, and it is an absolute nightmare to ship it, and it is very expensive to ship, so buying it at the show made a lot of sense. And while I was there, a friend of mine talked me into buying some turnouts, and I also got myself a 90-degree crossing, so it gives me some flexibility when it comes to building various layout ideas. So overall, I have to say, while the show was definitely a lot more sparse than what I imagined it being as a kid, I've also noticed that shows up in the Bay Area have gotten more sparse over the years. I still have to say, it was definitely worth my time. Now, to be fair, by about the 2-hour mark, I'd pretty much seen and done everything there was, and my train wasn't going to come for about another 2.5 hours, so I just killed some time by walking along the beach, watched some lifeguards practicing on a sea-doo, walked along some more, checked out the estuary nearby, went to the train station, chilled out for a bit, took the train home. So overall, I'd have to say it was a pretty good day. And I'm actually very happy with what I got, and I'm proud of myself for not just going hog wild at this show, because there was definitely a lot of cool stuff, but you know what? I gotta watch my wallet. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you here next time on Make It with Calvin with some more content, potentially using some of the goodies I got at the show. All right, see you guys later.